And welcome back to Jeff Sunday Live. Oi. Right here, Citizen TV. We're here with activist turned presidential candidate Boniface Mwangi. I've known this young man for the last 17 years. I was just looking back at 2007, 2008, post-election violence. I've known him since then. And he's always been consistent. Now he wants to go for the top seat. Bonnie, first of all, listen, why not go step by step? You know, when the senator, governor, and then prezi. Why are you going all the way, bro?
Because Kenya is heading in the wrong direction, and it needs a fix, and it needs a collective effort. The young people of this country in 2024 said no to the current government, a vote of no confidence, and they said they want a regime change. And so we as the young people of this country, which is 70% of the population, are working towards that we need to forgive water and fix this country.
Is that possible, Bonnie? Is that possible?
It's very possible, actually. In the last election, 8 million Kenyans did not vote. And they need a reason to vote, and that is to fix this country. And secondly, there's not a single person who is running for president now who is not a Moi orphan or a Ruto orphan or part of the regime. I, as Boniface Mwangi, I have no godfather. I've been in the streets for the last 20 years. I've fought for this country. It's actually 2 days remembering, 3 days ago, it was 11 years since we helped reclaim Langata Road Primary School playground. So I've led that. I have bled for this country. I've been jailed. I've numerous court cases. I've been tortured, and I've never given up, and I've never sold out. And I have a vision for this country, that this country is fixable. And I know very well that with the rule of law, that this country can work for everyone.
Bonnie,
yes.
You say you have no godfather, but there are people out there who say your godfather is the NGOs who pump money into your campaign. What do you say?
It's not true.
Come on. You know, like 5 billion shillings the last audit.
There's nothing like that. Do you know if I had that kind of money, the government would shut down my bank accounts, they would come after me. And you know, every time they attack me online, they never share any evidence. It's because it's all lies, actually. And it's very unfortunate that every time I go for an interview, I'm asked about money. And some of the people who are running for president, and you know them, have never held a job anywhere in their lives, never written a CV. And never written a CV, never held a job, never been employed. They're in public service since maybe 92, maybe the 80s, and they're billionaires because they stole that money from the Kenyan people. There was an Oxfam report that 125 people own 1% of the wealth of this country. No, the 1% of this country own 75% of their wealth. So we have 42 million Kenyans who are poor because of 1%. And that's a small number of people. And that needs to be fixed because right now in this country, the easiest way to get rich is to get into politics.
And steal.
And that's what they've been doing.
Bonnie, let me ask you this. Do you have a party?
I have a Ukweli Party, which I founded when I was 34 years old. Our Ukweli Party is still active, and I'm going to go to Ukweli Party and seek the nomination of the party to become their presidential candidate. Any
chances of you forming a coalition with the other parties out there? Because you can't do it alone. In Kenyan politics.
It's true. So I firmly believe that we need to work as a collective. So the way Ruto is trying to consolidate power, he needs for all of us to work together. We need like a NAC moment, the one that happened in 2002. But we need the flag bearer, whether it's me or someone else, to have a clean record and not be a thief. So that needs to be very clear. Chapter 6 of the Constitution, integrity and leadership. If you meet that, then you become the flag bearer, because I'm not running because I believe that I alone can fix this country. I think we can learn from Raila's run in 2007, where there was a Pentagon. There was the other people that will not get to mention. Malala, you don't have to mention them.
Okay.
They don't matter. So those guys and Raila Odinga came and formed the Pentagon, right? I think for this coming election, we need to actually have a collective running. We say we have maybe 6 or 7 of us. Maybe one will be on the ballot, but collectively we're going to do that. I know we like borrowing a lot of things from China.
But is that possible, though? Is that possible? Because all these guys want this thing. Ricky G, Kalonzo, Matiang'i, they all want this thing, man.
So the Kenyan people must decide to give them an ultimatum. You either work together or we all perish. Because if you all divide our votes, the man is able to get his way back into power. But if we all come together and say, we're going to have one candidate, and this is the vision for this country. Not sloganeering, not violence, not tribal divisions, not the mountain or that. Just come together and say, what is the vision for this country? And let's collectively work together.
Go on. Let me ask you this. What if you're not happy with what the united opposition is doing? If you're not happy with the candidates they pick at the end of the day, what are you going to do?
You go back to the people decide. You must, and that's what I'm actually saying, let us sell our vision for this country to the Kenyan people. Let them decide. So at the moment I was in Ngong on Thursday. I'm traveling this coming week. I'm doing something called Bonga na Boni. I'm going to communities and listen to the people so that together we can come up with the People's Manifesto. I'm not saying that I have the answers to everything that ails our country, but I'm willing to listen to Kenyans and come together, collectively come up with a manifesto.
Where's the money coming from, man? You haven't answered that question. Where's the money?
So
wapi, pesa iko wapi?
So pesa, kura ni bure. So no one is going to sell their vote.
Yeah.
Sina pesa ya kununua kura, na sina pesa ya kuungana, hata sina pesa ya campaign. But I have an M-Pesa number. It's 50 10 215.
Is that pay bill?
That's our M-Pesa buy goods.
Oh, buy goods.
Yeah, so 50
10
215. If you believe in my campaign, if you believe in what I'm trying to do, please fund my campaign. I don't have money to travel the entire country. I don't have money for security. And I'm also asking, by the way, which is very, very important. I think the government of Kenya owes me a responsibility to protect me. Because my biggest enemy in the last 17, 18 years has been the Kenyan government. They have shot me, they have tortured me, they have tried to jail me. I'm in court with fake terrorism charges and other things. So they try and do that. I'm in court every month. I was in court last week. I've been caught in Feb. I've been caught in March. They keep me busy. They fight me online, then they keep me busy with court cases.
Right. Tell me something, Bonnie.
Yes.
Do you see yourself as the Bobby Wine of Kenya?
I see myself...
Who's your good friend, by the way, huh?
He's a good friend.
Yes.
Right now he's in hiding, actually.
He's in hiding. And they just arrested his wife.
No, the wife is in hospital. She was attacked by the military. They ransacked the house, assaulted her, and stole from her house. And I think it's very unfortunate. And you know, there's a friend of mine called Tatiana Gisher was saying that the Tanzania's quarters and Uganda's semi-finals, Kenya is going to be the finals next year. And if we fumble in this election, Kenya is gone for good because the current government has an appetite for borrowing, and the money is going to carry expenditure, and the money is being stolen. The money is not reaching the people. As we speak right now, me and you, there's 800,000 kids at home. And I can hear Kindiki saying, kama kona uniform wende kwa darasa. Yo darasa haina, there are no desks, there are no laboratories, there are no libraries, there's no teachers. What are they going to do to the school? Graze like cows. Doesn't make any sense.
No.
Yeah.
It's a mess.
It's a mess, and they have no idea what they're trying to do. So they can do one thing, either scrap CBC and go back to 844 and tell the kids, try and find the kids when you attend, go back to 844 and see if they can be able to do that, or delay for 1 year, put money into CBC, standardize all schools in the entire country, that if you go to a school in Galbatura or in Mpeketoni or in Lokichogio or in Baringo, it has the same standards. Because you're asking a child who has never seen a lab to do the same exam someone in Nairobi is doing. It doesn't make any sense.
Not at all. Not at all. Bonnie, let me ask you this, huh? If we wake up on August the 10th, 2027, and Boniface Mwangi has been elected president, number 6 of the Republic of Kenya, what's the first thing you would do?
So freeze all expenditure, because there's a lot of wastage in government. So we need to freeze spending the money and audit the books. When the current government came into power, they promised a debt audit. Hasn't happened. They promised a commission on state capture. Hasn't happened. They told us they'll open the books and tell us Expressway, who owns Expressway. Instead of doing that, when they realized who owns Expressway, they told those guys, you know what, let's increase the fees so we get 100 bob on top. So when this government came to power, they realized actually Express is not owned by Chinese, it's owned by Kenyans. What do? They say, let's increase some more money so we get our cut. So this country is under state capture, and we need to actually do that. The first thing we have to do, because this guy is going to run away when he gets into power, confiscate all their passports. They can't leave the country. Kila mtu akae hapa, tufungue vitabu, because the debts that we're servicing right now is money that we borrowed, it was stolen. So they must be held accountable. When you hear that 1% own 99% of the wealth of this country, because they've been stealing our country, like they've been stealing everything we have.
So what are you going to do? Are you going to arrest them and try them and whatever? The judiciary?
Judicial process, my friend. This country has laws that don't work. We need to make laws work, because you have Mother Kome, she's a coward. You have Kanja, he's a coward. You have like people who are appointed, and instead of them working for this country, they work for the president. So we need to actually have autonomy of institutions, let them work by themselves. But the other thing you actually need to do, you need to fire all incompetent officers. You need to fire all of them, because the people who are currently in government cannot fix our country, and they don't care. They are beneficiaries of the looting, so they will not fix this country. And I've told you, the man who's running this country has never written a CV ever in his life, has never held a job. Yeah. You can ask him. Yeah. Job experience, member of parliament, minister, deputy president, president. He has never worked any apart from government. He is a multi-billionaire. How? He stole our money. Today, when you're sending our girls to go to become slaves in the Middle East, they have to be insured by what? Amaco Insurance. It's state capture. And so I'm saying, young people of this country must come together to liberate our nation. And you cannot liberate Kenya without an ID and a voter's card. There are 8 million young Kenyans, and it breaks my heart to say this, who don't have a voter's card. Yeah. And those young Kenyans need to go queue, go get that voter's card, because we can only fix this country through a ballot revolution.
But Bonnie, those guys you're talking about say they were tribeless, they were leaderless, and they just disappeared into the wilderness.
No, they were leaderless with leadership. There was leadership. And they have not disappeared in the wilderness. They're there. I know June 25th is coming. It's going to be the second anniversary. We're back in the streets to commemorate and remember those who lost. We are hoping that this man who is always lining up people at State House to dish out money can at least compensate the victims of the protests from 2024-2025 and ensure that there is justice. But going by the events of today in that church and the goons and police working together, it doesn't seem like this president cares about fixing this country or bringing cohesiveness into this country. Yeah. And as a photographer who covered post-election violence when I was 23 years old, I can see a 2007-2008 moment coming again, because the young kids came together on issues. But now the leaders who are trying to take advantage of the moment are coming together to bring tribalism. Oh, there's Murima, there's Western, there's Nyanza, there's Kalenjins, and that's all nonsense, because these politicians, the eating class, are always together, eating together. I saw Junet sit on this chair saying, they have turned politics into a game. It's not a game. There are people losing their lives because of road accidents. Our roads are a mess. There are people dying in hospitals because there's no medication, there are no doctors, there are no beds. There were women who were promised diapers for 6 months and never got those diapers. There are no teachers in classrooms. There are no desks in classrooms. There's no money for kids to go to school. There's no money for textbooks. The country's in a mess. And the commander-in-chief, who sometimes becomes the commander-in-thief, is busy just going on top of a car, just giving promises and lying. This man has never stepped into Harambee House. He's never been to his office. No? No. He's never been there. Show me a single picture, I'm going to give you 10,000. Wakelea bet. I don't bet, by the way. We're not betting. So the man was sworn in as president, and he said he's gonna uphold the Constitution. He defies court orders by the day. Like he defies court orders, like they're mere suggestions. Actually, he shouldn't be in office. He should be impeached. Yes. Already he was impeached by the Kenyan people. So Parliament just needs to come together and impeach him.
But having said all that, why the hell would you want to be president? I mean, the way you describe this country, it's in such a mess.
Because you need someone to fix it and have the integrity to be able to fix this country. Because I owe nobody any favors. I'm not a project of anyone. I've not been owned by anyone. I speak for myself. I've spoken for myself. I was never held by Moi's hand or Kibaki's hand or Ruto's hand or Uhuru's hand to be where I am today. If I come and sit here, I'm sitting here as myself. Every other person who comes and sits here has to tell you, oh, I was in Kanu, oh, I was in this, I was there. I've never been there. I've been in the streets. Yeah. And I'm saying, let's go to State House and clean up the mess. Let me tell you, if you tell Kenyans when you get into power for the money that has been stolen, because there are lawyers involved in that paperwork, people know where the money is. You say 20% of the money that is covered is going to be gifted to the whistleblowers. Right. So if you know where the money is hidden, let's do that.
Right. Expose them.
Do that. There are numerous reports. There's the Ndungu report. Let's implement that. There's the Kroll report on the looting of Kenya. Yeah. There are many things we can do. There are many things we can do to ensure that Kenya works. And even Auditor General reports, they come every other week, we've been told that money has been stolen. But nothing is happening. The man promised that he's going to lead this country using the rule of law, and he has failed.
He has failed, but you think you can do this?
I believe we can do this.
We who?
The Kenyan people, the voters of this country, can come together and once and for all fix this country.
Okay, I'm going to throw some names at you. You tell me if you'd work with them. Rigathi Gachagua.
Kenyans will decide. I just said, actually, the Kenyan people say who comes together and does what. For now, I'm consulting with Kenyans.
Kalonzo Musyoka.
I'm consulting with Kenyans.
Martha Karua.
I'm consulting with Kenyans.
Who you were very attached to during the last election.
She's like my mother. She's
Correct.
my lawyer. She's my friend. She's my mother.
Yeah.
She's the grandmother to my kids.
Can she do it?
Collectively, we can do it. And this is not a one-man, one-woman job. Let no one lie to you. Let no one come and sit and say, I can do it alone. No one can go it alone against this man who was Moi's student for many years and has been in power since 92 because he's been MP and many other things. Yeah. You can't go after him alone. You have to go collectively because when young kids took their power and began criticizing him, they've been abducted. There are over 100 kids right now, as we speak, facing terrorism charges. So he's not only killing kids, he's giving them false charges. He's just trying to put fear in the entire country. The man has turned the Kenyan dream into the Kenyan nightmare, and he must be stopped.
You know, Martha Karua would be president today, you know that?
I know.
She would be the president today.
I know.
And you would be chief of staff or something.
Or an advisor.
Oh, Zio.
I'm in the streets, you know. You never know. Ya Mungu ni mengi.
Ya Mungu. Fred Matiang'i.
No way. I think Matiang'i is a problem. The mess in CBC, you know, Matiang'i was co-president for Uhuru. This CBC was a hurried thing that was done by Matiang'i. And then if you go online, it was investigated by ACC for the Roralaka land scandal. So already he comes with bloody hands. Yeah. And I also think electing Matiang'i or considering Matiang'i is bringing Uhuru's back into power. Uhuru is the guy who promised kids laptops, never gave them. And then those lies of the Jubilee and now the UDA lies.
George Natembeya, young man on the way up. What do you think of him?
I think he's a good voice in the movement. And I think he's going places.
Eugene Wamalwa?
Same. So let me say this.
Yeah.
There's an analogy that Mother Karua likes giving. And she says that if you're stuck in the mud and a naked man shows up to push you out of the mud, you don't tell them you're naked. You let them push the car out and then tell them you're naked. Here's something to cover you. So I'm just saying, if these smart people come together and say collectively we can fix this country, then we do that. But you see, the other thing is they must be able to understand that when we get into power, they'll be held accountable, even themselves. I'm open to scrutiny. They should be as well. And I also think that the violence today should be condemned. And if there are no arrests, we'll just know that those guys were doing that in the instructions of the president. Yeah.
Tell me something. And you have been through hell. We all know that. We've seen you on TV going through hell, being beaten, being harassed, being jailed, being whatever. How has that activism helped you to shape the Boniface Mwangi of today?
I think it has actually strengthened my resolve for the love of this country and to believe that what I'm doing is a righteous cause. When I began the journey, I've had so many, pitfalls and challenges. And when I came back from Tanzania, I thought I'll never do this again. Yeah. But I survived Tanzania for a reason. And when I came back, I was like, I'm not going to be an activist. I'm going to keep quiet. But as I watched the country go down the wrong road, and then I see our leaders lack the courage to call that out and to give direction, I realized I must step up and let's do this and fix our country.
So if you don't win, and let's face it, if you don't win, then what for Boniface Mwangi?
I am still going to serve this country. I've been serving Kenyans for free. No one pays me. Ask them if anyone...
No, the NGOs.
Which, you know...
Wanarusha pesa.
Wapi sasa?
Kuna do mahali, bro. Kuna do. Well, who's a sota?
No.
By the way, you need about 5 billion shillings to become president. You know that?
Yeah, the Kenyan people have money to fund a campaign. And also there's social media. I don't have to be everywhere. So there's possibility that even if I don't reach the remotest part, I'll have supporters who can be able to do that. And you see, the 2027 vote is about the Kenyan people fixing this country once and for all. And that means they will vote and guard the vote. There's an attempt to buy this election. There's an attempt to bribe people. But
that takes money, Bonnie. That takes money.
The people are bribing. If someone is bribing you and they're buying your vote, they don't love this country.
What about the agents that you're saying need to guard your votes?
No, the agents are going to do it for free. Let me give you Bobby's example. So Bobby was trying to raise money in Uganda, and he couldn't raise money because they closed all his accounts. What he did in Kampala, he had guys with baskets, and people just walk up and fill the baskets with money.
Cash.
Cash money. That's what he's doing. Everything is cash money because people realize he's their salvation. He's going to fix Uganda for good. And I know Kenyan people understand that I've been in the forefront for almost 20 years.
No.
And I'm going to fix this country for good, collectively. It's going to take teamwork to fix Kenya.
Tell me something. When's the last time you spoke to Bobby Wine?
I spoke to him, I think, a month ago, but I spoke to his people 2 days ago.
Kim, right? His people. And his wife, Bobby, was arrested or harassed or something, huh?
I spoke to someone last night.
Yeah.
Because they're trying to make an effort to ensure that Bobby is safe.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Is this something you want to live with? If you become a threat, that could be you.
Bro, man, have you seen the things I've tried to do?
I have. I've followed you.
Bro, in October I was going to Malindi. There was a bullet in my bag.
Huh?
Yes, it was public, and the police never bothered to investigate. A couple of years ago...
What did the bullet mean?
It was a threat. I don't know what that bullet meant. Maybe they're saying we'll silence you. A couple of years ago, my house was bombed. No one was arrested. They have done the worst they can ever do. I came here with my son. He's 18 years old. Yeah. And as long as he's been alive, I've been an activist. And I'll never give up, and I'll never sell out. It was very easy for me to sell out in the last 2 years. Because, you know, these guys, the only answer they have to everything is money. Do you want? I don't need nothing from them.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you tell Kenyans right now? Millions of them are watching you right now. You're looking at the difference between you and what we have right now. What do you tell them, Bonnie?
I tell them that if you entrust me as your president, I will serve you faithfully, I will uphold the Constitution, and I'll ensure that your money is not lost. I'll bring back dignity and respect to the Kenyan people, and Kenya is going to become great. Kenya has never been great to its poor people, but I promise it's going to become great to everyone. Right now, the country we have serves only the 1%, but we need a country that serves the 99%.
You sound like Trump saying, make Kenya great again.
No, I didn't say great again. Kenya has never been great to its poor people, so we're going to make Kenya great.
Okay, are we going to Singapore?
It's Singapore. You can't go to Singapore, number one. You know, Lee Kuan Yew was a man of integrity, and he never stole anything.
No.
And he employed competent people, and there was discipline in his cabinet. We have an indisciplined cabinet, and Singapore is not where we're going to go because the person leading us to Singapore does not have the character or the vision or the integrity to take us to Singapore. But I think it's always, every couple of years, you come up with a slogan to bamboozle the people. You promise people housing that never happens, you promise people things that you never do, and just give the sloganeering. Lakini sai wa Kenya wamejanjaruka. We don't want to go to Singapore, hear the manifesto, fulfill the manifesto. Yeah. Don't give us dreams and tell us in the future, what can you do now? Right now what you can do is deal with corruption. Money is being stolen. What you're going to do now, give us a state capture commission. Let's know where the money is going. Give us, open the books, let's do a debt audit. All these things can happen now, not in the future. But all he's trying to do right now is just bribe and buy time so that next year he can try and do whatever he can do to win the election. Yeah. But he won with 7 million votes. There were 6 million Kenyans who voted for Raila Odinga. May he rest in peace. 8 million did not vote. That's about 14 million. Yep. And then you have 8 million young people who don't have voters' cards.
14 plus 8, 22.
There's about a big percentage of Kenyan people who want this man gone, and they will do that. I may not become the next president, but I know he's not going to become the next president, Ruto.
Tweets coming in thick and fast. Thick and fast. Olive Burrows, what you got? What you got?
Can I throw in a question?
Yes, please.
Boni, you ran for Starehe MP in 2017. What lessons, how does that inform how you run your campaign now?
What informs what I learn my campaign now is that I need to sell my vision to people early enough. I think I began my run for Starehe a little too late, but as you know very well, the state spent tens of millions to defeat me. But the other thing is actually I realized when I was running for Starehe MP, I was a broke person. I didn't have money at the same time. And Kenyans gave me money, gave me cars, campaigned for me. So the lenses are, the Kenyan people won't change. So let's do this together.
All right.
So
as you said, we have a couple of tweets.
Go ahead.
Some you asked as you were conducting the interview. Let's see, this is Nyambura Ruth. What does he think of the US cutting funding for NGOs? And since he works with some of them, does he feel the impact of the cuts?
So me, I don't feel any impact. I don't have money from NGO, but the Kenya government is suffering because the money for HIV, medication, midwife, blood transfusion came from USAID. So the Kenya government has lost money through those cuts.
Do you support the bilateral agreement that they entered into?
The healthcare, no. Shouldn't sell our health data to the US. I don't agree with it. And we're not consulted. He went there and did that without consulting us. There was no public participation.
All right. This is David Newby, who says, please ask Boniface Mwangi if Martha Karua will be on the ballot. Will he run against her?
I asked you that too.
And I said, yes, the Kenyan people decide how the coalition will look like. But I would say this, if Martha was running, because I believe in ideals, we can support her. But the other thing about this country, it's so tribal that you can't have the same community as president and deputy. Yeah. So, but I would support her, should support me, would support each other. I don't know.
All right. Let's see who's up next. Ahmed Idris, who says, Boniface, your votes are with a huge percentage of young people, quote, in brackets, highest population, who have no voters card. What's your plan to mobilize them to register?
So we are trying to do a campaign to ensure that before you engage, before you go for a date, before you go to a party, before you go out there, ask people if they have voters card. But I think as a father of a Gen Z, and we as parents, we need to tell our kids to get voters cards. So it's not only about me, it's about the collective. And I think every single opposition leader should tell young people to take voters cards.
You have an 18-year-old here in the studio right now.
He has a voters card.
Does he have a voters card?
His son has a voters card. And I think it's the government, IBC should actually be doing voter sensitization and civic education. But they're going to they don't want to do that. They don't want new voters on the register because that's going to be a problem. But young people must know that the liberation of this country will come from their votes.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
Next.
Okay. You want to read this one?
Okay. Yeah. This is at Anthony Atlantic. He says, as Boniface is fighting and bleeding for this country, make a quality of a good president. I am not convinced. What's his manifesto? What's his vision?
So my manifesto, actually, bleeding and fighting for this country is a very good quality. This country has never been led by the people who love it. The Dedan Kimathi died and the Mau Mau were betrayed. Yeah. And Tankot and someone who was not part of the struggle became president. The people who fought and bled for this country have never led this country. So Kenyans have never experienced people who have bled for this country as a leader. That is number one. Number two, I want to do a people's manifesto. That's why I'm doing a tour of the country. But I know that Article 43 of the Constitution is going to guide me. Access to quality healthcare, education, and social services. So I know that if I become president on August 10th, 2027, it's going to be free quality education for all, from kindergarten all the way to university.
Wongo, man. They keep saying this.
Bro, let me tell you.
Wongo, bro.
And I can tell you how you can be able to do that.
Go on.
Our budget right now is about 4.2 trillion.
Yep.
Put 1.5 trillion in education and make sure the money reaches the people.
Yep.
You'll have free education. That is number one. Number two, this country, there are more people without clean water than housing. We need free water for all, the entire country. There are about 20 million people without access to clean water. And 10 million of them drink like the dirtiest of water. Guess what, Jeff? Ensure that there's free water for all. You can charge hotels, manufacturers, factories, buildings, companies for water. But drinking water should be free for everyone. Yeah. So it should be healthcare. It should not be charged. But if you fix education, the future is secure, because when you have an educated populace, they'll fix this country. You'll have engineers, you'll have lawyers, you'll have doctors, you'll have teachers. So even if you're going to export talent and skills, you're exporting people educated.
Lakini usisahau,
not many will work.
Kuna wananchi na kuna wenye nchi.
Na ndio tunasema kwamba hao wenye nchi lazima tuwanyang'anye hii nchi, ama sio tutakuwa watumwa wa wenye nchi.
All right, let's take the next one. This is G. Wadhumani. Okay, Boni, nice you want to fix the country with your ukweli, but the ukweli Kenya wants is bigger. Fixing the broken system, fixing the economy, fix justice, not fixing leaders. Anyway, all the best.
It's voters who need to fix leaders. You elect the leaders. So fix the leaders, I'll fix the country.
Do you think we get the leaders we deserve?
Sometimes we do, because we sell our votes, we become tribal, we make bad choices.
Yeah. Sad.
All right.
Very sad.
Okay. The next one is from Sikote Nicodemus. Do you want to take this one?
Okay, thank you. The harsh truth, quote unquote, no
no sugar coating.
Kenya doesn't vote for the smartest, the most honest, the loudest online. Kenya votes for who feels safe, familiar, and the powerful enough to deliver.
So is it, so feeling familiar?
Yeah.
Someone charged with crimes against humanity, accused of land grabbing, accused of the maize scandal. So Kenyans love thieves. So don't blame me when they steal from you. Because it's true. Because people come here and say, this is my track record. Someone says, I am a thief, I am a murderer, I am a rapist, but I take you to Singapore, and you still vote for them. You're idiots. Stop doing that. Fix it.
You know it's not a laughing matter.
No, but the way he says it, you know, when we fall for this stuff.
Yeah, because we need to be able to, and that's what I was saying actually. I was telling Mother Karua about this opposition thing. I was saying, beyond the slogans and all that, what's the Kenyan dream we want? And sell that dream. Because you can't just be saying one term is what? One term to what? Because that's the reason why this guy can go back and come back with Singapore, which doesn't make sense. Because even the most Kenyans don't know what Singapore is or who Singapore is. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. But that idea is like being told canon, and there's no canon. Give us concrete things that are in the Constitution. That's our Bible, right? Yeah.
Go ahead, Olive.
Okay, this is Mbudia Sam. He says Mwangi must stop misleading the nation. The National Police is under the command of the IG and not the president. Actions of the police are not the responsibility of the president. Let him read the Constitution and the National Police Service Act.
So the truth is, there's no independent institutions in this country. Even Parliament is a tool of the executive to do whatever they want. And it has happened time and time again. If that wasn't the case, in the last 2 years, there have been a lot of goons and violence in the city. And the goons are working with the police, and there's been not a single arrest because there's no goodwill from the executive to arrest the goons. The people who organize the violence in the city have never been arrested. But I have been arrested like 4 times or 5 since 2024. But the guys who destroyed the city, burnt Parliament, City Hall, destroyed the Supreme Court have not been arrested. But there's CCTV in that entire city. So we know very well that the Kanja is a what do you call this? Kibaraka, a rais.
All right.
Next. MC Ruma says, when you become president in future, please make sure you hang all thieves, all thieves who have looted this country. The richest people are politicians who invented absolutely nothing. We have a bunch of thieves masquerading as leaders.
So I agree with most of the sentiments. But the hanging part is tricky because people have to be taken to court, prosecuted, found guilty, and then sentenced by the court. So I can't promise any hanging. But what I know for a fact, and I think Ruto and the guys still in this country should know, all the looters, if they dare steal the next election, or they dare continue in these ways of destruction and mayhem and chaos, young people are going to rise up and they'll burn whatever those guys own to the ashes. So they feel like they have monopoly of violence. There is something called a lone wolf. There are some young kids in this country who are very, very mad, very upset with the direction of the country. That's why they hit Ruto with the shoe. The next thing shouldn't be a shoe, to be something else.
I thought the shoe was a camera.
No.
That slipped.
I can tell you, they hit Ruto with a shoe. But he must be very careful if he keeps on killing young people, because the next thing to be a shoe. To be something else.
Absolutely.
Ask Charlie Kirk.
All right. This is Israel Wambua Lukenya. Just for the record, like you said, you're not advocating for
violence. No, I'm just saying Kenyan people, not me. Me, I'm a peaceful guy.
Okay. This is Israel Wambua Lukenya. Mwangi, all the way through, tunakuamini Boni, ushapata. Personally, I support you.
Santi Wambua, Joe. Santi.
All right. There's some more, I think.
Go ahead.
This is Babu Michael. Now this one, Jeff, this is a funny one. Jeff, I can second your sentiments. There is a day I ate some delicious quote-unquote beef in a place I can't disclose.
Yes.
But after that, I felt like carrying heavy loads. I'd never carried before.
Punda mechoka.
Now I know why. Thank you, Jeff.
Babu Michael, thank you.
This is Nixon and Dugire, who is still on the donkey story.
Yeah.
Eating donkey meat may not be the big problem. The bigger problem is eating uninspected donkey meat.
Good.
Over to you, meat inspector.
Guy.
And Jeff, over to you to conclude the interview.
Okay, thank you. Well done, Olive. Bonnie, you get the final thoughts. You get the final words. Going forward, what do you tell Kenyans at this moment in time?
Our country is heading in the wrong direction, and we must say enough is enough and take control. We need to shape the narrative, and we need to tell them to stop playing with our lives, because our lives do matter. We need to take control of our country. And how do you do that? We need to become active citizens. We need to question our leaders, hold them accountable as we organize for 2027. There's a lot of agonizing, there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of misery, but we need to go beyond that and see there's joy in the struggle, and that joy in the struggle to know that we can actually have a better day if we remove this government from power. So let us collectively come together, rise above tribalism, negative ethnicity, clanism, religious differences, and just collectively come together to change the leadership we have. And when you say change the leadership, means from MCL all the way to the presidency. Forgive water. So get that voter's card. You may not like me, you may not vote for me, that's fine. But I want you to be armed with a voter's card so we can actually change this country. This person has turned this country into a nightmare. He has stolen our dreams, but we cannot allow him to steal hope, and we must keep hope alive.
There's 19 months between today and Election Day, 19 months. Can you maintain, Bonnie? Can you maintain the momentum, or will you peak too soon?
No, I will maintain the momentum. So, as I would say, this is a collective effort. Me winning the presidency is a collective effort. And I'm actually reaching out to everyone who's running for president. If we share values, and you're not a thief, and you have no scandals, and you have no skeletons, let us work together, because I don't want to be tainted. I've kept myself clean for all these many years. I don't want to be dragged into misery and to things that I don't want to know. I've been never charged with corruption or stealing. If you go to court, every single day we've been charged is fighting for Kenyans. Not even a traffic incident, nothing. It's me standing up for the Kenyan people.
Is this a marathon? You make it all the way?
It's a marathon.
42 kilometers.
We are going all the way collectively, together. So I'm going to be on the ballot, yes. And I hope that you're going to vote for me.
You heard that from Boniface Mwangi, folks. He is on the ballot officially, running for number 6, President of Kenya. Would you vote for this man? Think about it. Keep tweeting at Kwenangi Jeff.
At Boniface Mwangi.
Where's you going? Where'd you go?
At all Barrows at Citizen TV Kenya, hashtag Sunday Live.
Hashtag is Sunday Live. Thanks so much for being a part of the show, folks. Keep tweeting, and we'll read your comments going forward. Have a good evening. Good night. Good luck. God bless Kenya.
Thank you, man.
Good job.